show until it's actually live, so I've
Me
got it
too.
up.
I do. Hey everyone, welcome to Streaming Matters episode 66, and let's see if anybody has their YouTube open in just a second, because we'll all of a sudden hear, hey.
Good to go.
So, let's see. We got M. Coxey. Is it Coxey? Is that how you say that? You, Cody, one?
Coxey?
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 No idea.
Ebony, what's up? Lou, Mandy's in the house. Got Izzy down there. Mr. Basto, Phil, DJ Themes, Mark with Grindhouse is in there. So, hey, everybody. I've got to open up a couple windows here for a second, please. I need to take a look at, let's see, blah, 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 blah. I need to take a look. There. All right, there. I was able to freaking mute Facebook. So, hopefully I can see the comments for Facebook over there. With this StreamYard thing, it's a little bit different for me to be able to get used to all the different things. What's up, Skulls? Dennis, Hippie Girl, what's up? The grid is in there. So thanks for everyone jumping in and join the show. We'll give it a few minutes and we'll get started. We'll talk about a few subjects. I've posted some of the subjects that we talk about today. And we'll see where we go with this. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Doing well. Look at these different people. This is one neat thing about StreamYard. Is you're able to give where people are post things that they're saying. How do I get MoTV on Fire Stick for free? MoTV. Do you know what MoTV is, you, Cody?
I think it's a new APK, but I'm not sure because I don't use APK. So.
Okay. Well, hold on a second. Let me look because I'm not familiar. And I'll be honest, I don't chase every single. All right, I don't chase every APK out there. So let me see if it's on. Let me look on Kodi apps and see if it's on there. Let me take the rules.
Yeah, it's an APK.
Okay. So it's an APK. So
It's for Turkish TV.
And I don't see it on Kodi app's site. So it's a legitimate site. I mean, you'd have to hope for someone to modify it. There is some groups on Telegrams and Telegram, and then you can always look. I mean, I don't want to tell you to go to a site and you get something that may be infected with something, because whenever you're getting these modified APKs, even APKs can be manipulated and things can be put into an APK that's that can be bad, that you wouldn't even know about. And sometimes when they're modified, you don't know who's modifying it and who might have put something else in it.
UK threw a link, Todd, in our chat there, by the way.
Okay.
I think that's it. I don't know though.
All right, let me take a look here. Okay, so APQ. Well, again, AP Pure is a website, and that has a lot of modified APKs. Is this a modded one?
I don't know.
So, well, I'll post this and do what you want with it. And I don't. So don't. If it works, great. Since I don't use it, I can't verify. I can't say it's good, bad, ugly. APKpure.com does have a lot of APKs, modded versions and stuff like that. So you will find a lot of those on that site. Thank you, Cody. But that's one. Check it out. Try it. I wouldn't put it on my phone. If you were going to mess around with it, put it on a device that's easily to wipe in case it starts something acts wonky. Whenever you put something like this on a phone, you're potentially opening up yourself to anything that there may be things on your phone that you may not want other people to have access to it. If you're putting this on a Fire Stick or an Android box or some type of thing like that, there's not but so much information they can get if they tried to get information from it. So just, take it for what it's worth there. That's the site right there. Hopefully you wrote that down. Let me roll down here. Oh, Fire TV Guru says he mods APKs as well. So I don't know if Fire TV, if you've got this, if you've looked to modify this, let me know. So that's there's so many APKs. Honestly, I don't keep up with a lot of the APKs. I use some of the mainstream ones. There's so many that come just constantly. Ones coming out. It's multiples every single day, and it's almost like, remember in the day when everyone was making an add-on, and they'd make an add-on, and it was great, and then nothing was done after it was created, and
Yeah.
That can happen a lot. I know when if you go. When Kodi Apps was on here, we talked about his site and the stuff. I know right now a lot of people, Nova TV has been real popular. Again, I have seen some issues that people posted in some of the groups with issues with Nova. So for me, it's too new to really bank on. I think that I would probably wait a little while on that. I know I've seen some complaints that people are saying things not working well. Cinema HD, I've seen, is very popular, been around a long time. Cyberflix, another one that's been around a long time. In a long time, 6-8 months, most of those. Cinema might have been around longer than that. I'm looking through some of that BTV, that's been around a while, very popular. Cat Mouse is popular, but it's 2 months old. Typhoon TV, which was a Terrarium TV fork, that's been around a little while. So, check out go to the Kodi app site, look at what some people's comments are on some of these APKs, ask around, and just be careful what devices you install some of these on. They could potentially have some crap in there running in the background that could be a pain in the butt. So I would just highly suggest not putting this on your cell phone. Don't put it on your cell phone. You got too much stuff on there. If you have to wipe your cell phone, no one wants to do that. If you have to wipe an Android box, it's a pain, but you can pretty much fix that in a couple hours. So yeah, Nova TV, I know that's been real popular as of late, but I'm not ready to jump on that bandwagon yet. I would probably stick with Cyberflix. It's been around a long time and worked. That one, BTV would be the two that I would suggest if I had to go with one of those. I know TV Zion was real popular, and then he got some. Remember when he threatened to put some malicious stuff if people were modding his anymore, and he got upset.
Yep.
But he's still been around, and he didn't put any malicious. He didn't put anything malicious code or anything like that. But he got pissed off, and he said, I'm gonna put something out there. Which we've seen a lot of people, and it's funny because I've seen people here even lately get pissed off, and they're gonna do something, and because they got mad. I don't know. I try to roll with it. And there's always people quitting every day. Sometimes it just cracks me up. The big thing now, Fire Guru says with the miners. Bitcoin miners, and that is the threat that can be a possible threat on a device. Are you going to be? And people are like, well, how's that going to hurt? Well, what ends up happening is the bit mining could be installed into an APK and be running in the background, and you not know it. And your device basically is trying to run bit mining in the back that you don't know, and then you're trying to run Kodi or some APK or Netflix or whatever on your device, and you're like, this box is a piece of crap. It's slow, and it's because you don't know that bit mining is using up 50 to 60 to 70% of the processor in the background, and you're thinking that it's your box that's slow, but it's not. It's these other processes that are running that you don't know about. That is always the threat with APKs, because they're not checked. And now when they go through the Google Play Store, that is a layer of security, because Google will look at stuff. Now, do things slip through Google? Yes. But if it's been there on Google a while, it's most likely been looked at a little bit closer. But as we know, Google Play Store is not going to let you have BTV or Cyberflix. They're not going to allow that kind of stuff. So, make up your mind. You got a little bit of a choice. So I'm going through here. I see Daryl says that Unlock My TV is a popular one. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that another modification of
Terrarium?
I want to say it was a mod of Terrarium, because Terrarium went away. Terrarium was a very popular one. I don't know if people that use Terrarium, but people that have never heard of Terrarium TV, it was humongously popular. He got some letters. He got a letter and said cease and desist, or you could have some problems, and he ceased and desisted. So we got going through here. Let's see. I see. We see that Mr. Blammo has made his way back into the community. I saw him posting here somewhere.
Yep.
Welcome back. Where did I see? Thought I saw. Yeah, Blammo's made his way back. So I saw he was on Twitter and some of the Facebook groups. So welcome back. Rich, what's up? What's up? Let's see. So I'm going through here, glancing through. Hey, Giorgio. I see JJ Cord Cutters in the house. Urban Kings. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in. Michael Forte. Thanks for you guys jumping on. So let's go through some of the news and things that are happening. So let's see. Disney. Disney is 4 days away from Disney Plus coming out. And that's going to be pretty popular. I think it's going to.
For people that don't have Kodi, definitely.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be one of those rivals of Netflix. I think Netflix is nervous on this one. I don't think Netflix was worried about a lot of these services coming out. I think that they're nervous on Disney because of the content that Disney owns.
It's got all Disney and it's got all Marvel,
all Star Wars, ESPN, ABC. FX. I mean, Disney owns. If you go through and if you want to do a little Google search to see what Disney owns, it is a lot. And so when they own that much content, they're going to be able to control who else, what other things get. They've already announced that Netflix will not get any more Marvel. So any future Marvels, and I want to say, was it Captain? Was it Captain America? No, not Captain America. Captain Marvel. What was the? It was Captain Marvel. What was the lady?
Captain Marvel's the last one they've got.
Yeah, that was the last one that Netflix got.
Yeah, that's the last one they're going to be able to. Yeah.
And anything going forward, they're not getting. Netflix will not get it. It will go to Disney Plus.
They said they're even releasing Endgame on the first day at Disney Plus.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just going to create. I saw a thing on today. I saw a post. Hulu, who is owned by Disney. Disney has stake in Hulu, and FX's library is going.
I like FX.
Hulu is getting all of FX's content. So there again, no FX movies, no FX. Like they make movies, right?
I don't know about movies, but they got great TV series.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're not going to be getting any more. They're not going to be getting any more FX stuff.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Hold on, I'm going to be right back. I'm getting a drink.
All right, so that's another where Netflix had such a lion's share of so many things, and you're going to see a difficulty of Netflix being able to get it. Now, Netflix has a great its own library of TV shows and movies. I mean, to me, second to none of any other content out there. They offer such great TV shows and movies that are, Netflix originals. So I'm wondering if maybe is that the direction that Netflix is they'll be able to get some stuff from other places, but are they going to end up having to be more of originals than anything else?
I don't know. Yeah, I agree, but I think Netflix, it wasn't just Disney. You could argue Disney owned too much. To be fair, you could say they own too much stuff.
Yeah.
But also Netflix were kind of building their own Netflix Marvel universe that was really popular. And that was just stripped away from them. But a lot of people are like, oh, this is cancelled. These shows weren't cancelled because of bad ratings or because of bad viewing numbers. These shows were cancelled because Disney pulled the plug. It was gone. So I think, Netflix are really going to have to concentrate. I think you've seen they are as well. They're getting big stars in movies.
Yeah. I mean, they're a legitimate studio. They're a legitimate studio compared, to your Universal or Warner Brothers, big movie studios and production studios. Netflix it's a legitimate. They're a legitimate source. I mean, there's a lot of good content that comes from them. So we're going to see. I think that you're going to see a lot of weird things happening, and we're going to see a lot of jockeying of channel or content and who's fighting for what channels and what shows. I think we're going to see a lot of that, which is good for the viewer, and it also can be a little bit confusing because what worries me is when I think about the UK, for example, you guys have certain things that are on some stuff that's Sky, some that's BT. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's things where you guys have to, well, I've got to have BT because I like this sports or these things, but then I also got to have Sky because I like these things too. So I'm wondering if the U.S., where the U.S. was, if you had cable, now you could get a, HBO or Showtime, but it's almost like, are you going to have Netflix, and you're going to have ESPN Plus, and I'm going to have Disney Plus, and I'm going to have Showtime to go or HBO to go. Am I going to have as the cable companies, when I'm thinking about cutting my cord, am I going to a la carte myself to that plus $100 instead of paying the cable company plus $100? Because most of us cable cutters are looking to save money, and you're like, well, if I cut back these things, I'm able to save money. But if I a la carte myself, let's say 8 or 10 different services, next thing you know, I'm close to $100 or over $100, depending on what the service is. So I'm wondering, this is going to be a changing of the landscape, I think, with us cord cutters. Is that the direction it's going? We're going to have to see. Most of us that are cord cutters and they're doing Kodi and APKs and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't matter where something is released, we're going to be able to watch it. You don't have to necessarily have Netflix to watch Stranger Things. For example, SEE, which was Jason Momoa TV show. I watched it. Blue, you saw one episode, or did you see more than one?
I think I saw like 2 maybe.
Okay. You, Kodi, one, did you see it?
Yeah, I got really excited for it, but I saw it.
Yeah, it was a little.
I'm a little iffy.
Huh?
I'm a little iffy.
Yes. First episode, I almost stopped then after the first episode, other than her praying.
Oh God, such a curve.
Was the only thing that held my attention. That was probably the one reason why I said I might watch the second episode.
Such an ass.
But the second and the third episodes, I will have to say, got a little better for me. And that's being offered through Apple TV Plus. There again, more packages, and this certain shows are coming from an Apple TV. That's just got released last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that shows how crazy it is, and it's
Yeah.
Apple, and it's not even getting the attention because Disney Plus is next.
Yeah. So they're going to have their own content. I saw Giorgio's asking about, will Disney be in Canada? He says, will it be in Canada? Yes, it will be in Canada. Wasn't it a later date, Blue?
I believe so. I just noticed that the UK is getting, I think it said March 31st. We'll probably maybe get it before then, but
I guess
it doesn't matter if you have Kodi anyway. You'll get all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna, and they also announced through them that there will be certain, not all content will be shown in all countries. So what the US sees on Disney will not necessarily be the same programming that you'll see in Canada, or the main thing I saw was the UK. The UK may not get the same shows that the US gets.
Like Netflix does.
Yeah. It's regionally blocked. Certain countries get to see certain things, which I never understood that.
That's because of Sky, because they will buy a show off Disney, and
yeah. I didn't think about
it won't go on. A lot of Netflix US shows go on actual British TV.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense, because if Sky buys the rights to Stranger Things, let's say, and then they buy the rights to Stranger Things, Netflix in the UK would not want to be broadcasting it, because you'd want Sky would want the rights to be able to show it because they paid for it for their country. All right, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh wait, we're getting it the same day as you.
Okay.
Australia and New Zealand on the 19th, and then I'm pretty sure I read UK was like the next year.
Mine's the 12th. Ours is November 12th.
Ours is the 12th too.
Okay.
Australia on the 19th.
I'm going to jump over here, Rich, before I roll down the people have been talking or ask questions. I've stopped here. Rich asked, Todd, a few months ago, you mentioned a steak that you thought was tastier than a filet mignon. And I can't remember what it was. Can you mention it again, please? All right. Ribeye is my favorite steak. Ribeye or prime rib. Prime rib is a ribeye just cooked as a roast. To me, the best flavor there. If you want inexpensive, people say, oh, I want something cheaper than that. Okay. So if you're wanting inexpensive, you may be able to get a cut called, and I'm going to use a couple names because I don't know what they call the steak in your particular country or region of the U.S. call them different names. Something from the top blade, which some places around here call it a flat iron steak, or they call it a chicken steak. Up north, they call it a chicken steak. But top blade flat iron would be it comes off of part of the shoulder. It is actually a very inexpensive steak, in all things considered. Because for us, steaks are running, a good steak is $12 a pound for a good steak. Filet mignon, $20 a pound. This is somewhere in the neighborhood around here. It's cost $7-8 a pound. So, in all things considered, relatively inexpensive steak, and it's actually really tender. It's not as thick. It's kind of a long, flat steak. A lot of marbling in it, but very good. So, flat iron would be my suggestion. But ribeyes are my steak of choice. I mean, it's any live TV on that, Todd? If you would stream some live TV, that would be great. Any live TV? Are you talking about APKs there, Skulls? What's that? Live Net? Wasn't it Live Net or that other one with the couch? Would be my suggestions on that. I don't capture any. There is ways of capturing live TV skulls, as you know, and getting channels like that. Disney's buying Pornhub and making it family-friendly videos. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that steak fire. Okay, and the one good thing about if you're in the U.S., for any of my U.S. people, if you have Verizon cell phone service, if you have Verizon cell phone service and you have an unlimited package or unlimited service, one of their packages, they're going to give you a year of Disney Plus for free. So you can't sign up for it until the November 12th. So I have Verizon, so that would be something that I'll check it out. And not that I would have paid for Disney, because Disney is in the US, they're saying it's going to be about $8, I think it was a month, $8 a month. And this is what I guess is going to happen. All right, so they're offering that. I bet you money in the next couple months, Disney's going to say you can have Disney Plus, Hulu Plus. I don't know if they'll offer Hulu Plus because that's live channels. I think they're going to offer Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. I bet you they package the deal, and they're going to say $19 a month for this amount of time. They're gonna because they're gonna want to pull you in on that, and then of course, like most of those, they'll make it cheap at first, and then.
I think. I mean, I have Kodi and I have my Plex, so I can get everything, but I still want to check it. I get it for a couple of months at least. I have Netflix. There's some stuff I don't want to download. I just want to watch it once and be done with it. So I might just for fun. Plus, I want to see what their movies like. I want to, you know what I mean? Curious about it.
I'm gonna be curious. I'll be curious to see what transpires. Let's see. I'm rolling through here. What the? Giorgio free stick. I'm going through here. I don't see any other major questions. Yeah, Michael, I just said that. I'm sorry. I'm catching through where people had. I'm going to roll to the bottom because The Mandalorian. That's pretty much the only show that I hear everybody wanting to watch.
Oh no, there's a crap load of shows.
You guys are all geeks, so that's why you want it.
No, there's like a shitload of Marvel shows coming out on there.
Yeah.
There's like Falcon and Winter Soldier. There's WandaVision. There's a crap load of good stuff. I'm excited.
Me too.
Hawkeye, yeah. Yes, thanks, Giorgio. It wasn't bad earlier, but it is now somehow. But I haven't changed anything.
I might change my headset in a minute. So
you might have totally screwed us up.
Oh, well, all right. So Dixon says Disney's already said they're bundling Disney, Hulu, and ESPN for $12 a month. That, and again, they're bringing you in at a cheap price, and they'll put you on that. They'll say, all right, well, we're going to sign you up for this. You know, give us your credit card information, and you're going to have this for a year or whatever the deal is. And then after that, you'll be charged at the full price. And how many times we've seen that with cable companies, satellite companies?
They do it all the time. And ISPs do that.
Yeah, and you don't even realize it. Next thing you know, you're like, what the hell is this $25 a month? I've been charged for months now. So Silverback, post your question again because I scrolled all the way to the bottom because I was way
reconnecting the Shield control after the update.
Well, I didn't have an issue with my controller. What I would do is in your settings for your Shield, I would go through and remove any accessory or any device, any controllers you have, because you know how you can go in there and remove them and then do the pair. I have almost never seen where I couldn't pair that. There has been once or twice, and what I had to do, I think, is plug the wire up to it and paired it while the wire was in there. That worked. So that worked for me. I haven't had any issues. And it makes me wonder, Silverback, did you have an external hard drive plugged into the device when the update happened or when you're trying to do this? Because a lot of times when people have had issues, they've with their shields, it's when they have an external hard drive plugged into the shield when they're trying to do it. And sometimes that external hard drive, even if you're just using it as extra space, sometimes that has a problem. I only plug in my external hard drive when I need it. I have my ROMs, all my game ROMs are on my external. So there's only times when I need that. I need to plug it in and use it, if that makes sense. I have read on a lot of forums where people are like, "Oh, I'm having problems with an update." So much it's because they have an external hard drive plugged into the device when they're trying to do whatever updates. So check that out, see if that works for you. I've never used a Fire Stick. I saw him where he said a Fire Stick remote. I've never used it. I don't know why people hate the NVIDIA Shield remote. I love this remote. This remote is great. I didn't care for the battery one. I actually have the 2015 one that I normally use. I love this remote. It's great. And tomorrow, Dabs is getting the new NVIDIA Shield, and I'll be selling my old one. I'm going to sell my old one because it's not even a year old. But I'm going to get rid of that to get a little bit of my money back because I don't need it. I don't need a second one, and I'm getting the 2019 version. So that'll be here with the new fancy remote, the 3-sided thing. Any news on Navi Lex? Bob, the developer that's working on that has been real busy with work. He's posted just this past week. He's just been slammed with work and a lot of personal, his regular life. And he posted that he's just had no time to work on it. So he was supposed to work on that. Blue, you're not in that chat, are you? I think he said that he was going to work on it he was going to try to work on it some this week and maybe into this weekend. And there is a Telegram group for that. I will say this, though. The only people that he's asking to join that group are people that have lists that would want to submit the list and be part of it. He's not looking for that group to be for end users. And I don't make that sound bad, but he's not wanting this to be a big group or big room with all these end users. That's things that's not working. What he's wanting is people that are wanting to help fix it, to get things going, and to submit lists and to help get it going is what he's looking for right now. In the future, they may open it up for everybody, but right now he's just wanting people that are trying to help get it off the ground, not about, hey, when you releasing it. He's wanting the people that are, hey, here, let me submit my list. Let me help you with this aspect of it and that aspect of it. Again, most of these guys that are doing this shit for free and it's just a hobby. Most of everybody's got a life. 98% of the people I know that are in the Kodi community all have jobs. And most of them have family. So just think about yourself. If you were able to, would your job and your wife and your kids be able to allow you to cut 2 to 3 hours a day on a hobby that you're making no money and doing that day after day after day after day after day after day and day after day after day? Because you, Kodi 1 and Blue, can attest that when you get working on this kind of stuff, it becomes every day. It's not, hey, I'm gonna work on it for an hour and then I'm not gonna touch it for a week.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing it every single day. And So these guys that have a family, it's hard to say, I'm just going to cut out a little piece. I'm going to do this for an hour. Now, when they start working on stuff, I mean, most of the time when any of us have worked on a project, we work on it and you're working on it every single day of any free time you have. You're thinking about it at work. You get home, you work on something, and then you go to sleep and you're thinking about it before you go to sleep. You wake up, you go to work, you're thinking about, oh man, I got to change this and change that. Get home, start doing it. Now think about if you have a wife and kids and you're trying to juggle all that stuff in there. Sometimes that can be a problem. That could be a problem. Let's see. So no subscription necessary. Why would you pay for propaganda when you can get it for free with Hack Dish Network and Direct TV boxes? Well, if you know how to do that, people can do that. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can to do that. I mean, Netflix. We talked about this last week. I'm trying to think of the amount of people I know that have Netflix. That I would have to say 70% of the people I know have Netflix. And I would say the majority of them pay for their own subscription. Not all of them are piggybacking off of a loved one, like me. But they have a legitimate, they're paying for that service. And why? They don't know how to get these shows or these movies or these things outside of installed through the Google Play Store or on the TV offering it. And go through that, they don't know how to do it. So that's why they do it. I mean, if I didn't have my family members that use third-party Kodi and APKs, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be using it because they have to get me to help them with it. Hey, everybody. I saw Wendy. Sharon, thanks for jumping in. I see you're jumped in on the chat over there. Matrix team, thanks for coming. King Pug, what's up? What's up? So Patty, let's see. I was trying to see if anybody else. So you, Cody, you plan on getting any of these services?
I mean, I was just going to say, most people you'll find. I think Neil said it. I think Blue's got one. We either have Plex or Kodi, but a lot of us will still have like either a Netflix or a Disney or.
Yeah.
We'll still pay for it because it's easy and it's inexpensive.
Yeah, for what you get.
Expensive when you get all of them. But yeah, I will get.
Holy moly! It sounds like you're in a tunnel. Do I sound that bad?
No,
Yeah.
He does sound a little far away from his microphone.
Maybe lean in more.
What, like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sexy. God,
I actually will get Amazon. People talk about Netflix and Disney, but I actually think Amazon are a bit hidden at the moment. The Boys was incredible. That show and Carnival Row.
So, two good shows. Very good shows.
Yeah, Amazon are doing some bits. So that will be the one I get.
Yeah, Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, there are some good shows on Amazon. It's another good thing. I mean, I have Amazon. I pay for Amazon more for the 2-day package delivery than anything else.
Yeah.
So and see, look at Sharon now. Sharon's somebody that's in Kodi. She's in Plex. I think she has a Plex, the whole setup. This is a woman that she's in the same circles that we're in right here. And she says, I have Netflix, and she pays for it. Hulu she pays for, and we'll be paying for Disney and be getting Disney Plus. So just because some of us do this, it doesn't mean you wouldn't get those other services. Again, the ease of use. How many people, when your friends and family that have used Kodi, and they're like, well, I can't find this TV show. And it's over and over in issues. So Netflix, there's no family members are asking me how to use Netflix. I mean, it works. Except for once in a while, it goes down, you have to back out, or a certain show doesn't play. But usually if you back out and go back in, it plays.
Bob just said Jack Ryan as well on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack Ryan, another one that just came out. So. Oh, King just got done watching my birthday bash last week. Again, anyone that watched last week's show, thanks for joining in on my birthday show. Good times. And I will not be drinking like that for a while. I was feeling pretty good. It was my birthday. I was off the next day. And at my age, I don't enjoy the next day after I've been drinking. I don't know how these people that drink every day or drink hard all the time, I don't know how they do it. Don't know. I don't enjoy the next day. I hate it. It was like 12 o'clock before I could take a shower. I didn't get sick, but I couldn't. I just, I laid there in bed for a while, got up, laid on the couch, didn't do nothing. It's just not me. The older I get, it's not worth it. Giorgio, did I know that Amazon is the biggest company in the world right now? Wouldn't doubt it. He just paid his ex-wife a bunch of money to get divorced. But did you see that he didn't have to pay her? She was smart about it. She said, I only want, 10% or 20% of the company or some shit like that. She didn't ask for half, half of his, because she knows that if she leaves him in control, it keeps stability in the company, keeps the stock price up, keeps the company moving along, and the company is doing this. The company is definitely on an upward mode, moving up. So they're making money. So she's smart about saying, you know what, I'll take less because I'm going to get more.
Well, but if what kind of pissed me off a little bit? Oh, he's got to give his wife half. You could be sure as shit when he started that company, she was the backbone helping him out with it. It's not just him.
Yes.
Anyone who has their own company, honestly, that's fucking ridiculous. He didn't make it all by himself. She was probably fucking holding down 2 jobs and doing all kinds of bullshit stuff while he could get off the ground.
And you're right. He did not have the company when they got together. And so, she was there from step one. So, she could have had half. But like I'm saying, she got smart about it because she said, you know what? I'm not going to take half. I want less than half because I know that.
I want a percentage.
Because I'll get more long term if the company's stable. I'm gonna pull my speakers so that maybe we won't get the echo. So hold on a second. I'm gonna put it to my headset here. Okay, do I hear you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see if that. The reason why I'm wondering if I had the echo is because I was using my speakers here and my microphone, and then with Blue talking that it might have been picking up some of there. So we'll see if that fixes the issue.
I think it has.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So, I try to not use my headset because it bugs me.
But you look so handsome with it on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, I don't need this. Reach around. So, we see that he's worth a lot. Yeah, and the company's worth a lot. And the only thing that gets me about Amazon and some of these big companies, Apple, they pay very little tax.
That's bullshit.
Which I do think is not as fair as it could be.
Well, and how many fucking yachts do you need? How about you sponsor some freaking homeless shelters or kids' lunches or fucking something?
Yeah. So,
greedy prick.
Yeah. Well, how much is enough money? When you're rich, it's never enough money. So
that's the problem.
Let's see. One of the Universal Scrapers had a update. What is Universal Scrapers? For a second, Universal Scrapers is the back end engine of a lot of add-ons that you may or may not know that use the Universal Scrapers. There hasn't been an update in a while, and there was an update. A group of people pulled together and created an update and pushed it out so that the add-ons that are using those scrapers are going to be working better. So big thanks and a thumbs up to all the people that helped to pull together that package that of scraper fixes, because universal scrapers were created so that anybody can use them. And I put this on Twitter. Anybody could use universal scrapers is why it was created. And anybody could submit a fix or add a scraper to the package. It was created so that anybody could be part of the community thing. So it was like a community package, but also the community to keep it up. So there was a team of people working on it, and people get burned out working on stuff like that. And it was just set aside because people got tired of working with it. And so another group of people came along and said, you know what, we're going to do some fixes. And they fixed some scrapers and they pushed it out there. So big thanks to the people that fixed the universal scrapers and pushed it on out there. It's great to see. To me, it was great to see it because then that's what, when it was created, it was supposed to be anybody can contribute to this. And now you're kind of seeing it because there was a vacuum of nobody fixing things. And so people stepped up and said, hey, if we don't fix it, nobody's going to fix it. So another group of people said, hey, we're going to fix it. So awesome job. You guys got anything you want to add to that?
The only thing I would say is that a lot of people have had gens or whatever they have, and they've been using Universal for a long time. I got a lot out of it. And I saw your message the other day. I thought it was a great message, and I just think people should at least try and do a little bit more rather than just having this add-on and running with it and trying to be number one. Maybe you should give a little back, but that's it.
I agree.
Pay it forward. And the thing is that I posted on it. If you fix one scraper,
So that's what I saw.
You fix one scraper, and that's, you think, oh, no, I can only fix one. And let's say, all right, let me use a simple example. Okay, so let's say Putlocker. All right, the people that use Kodi add-ons, we know about Putlocker. So Putlocker is a website, and our add-ons are linked to Putlocker. Well, Putlocker changes their URL a lot. So let's say it's putlocker.eu. And then when the scraper was made pointing to putlocker.eu. The scraper was made, the scraper worked forever, or worked for a long time. Let's say that Putlocker said, oh, we're getting too much traffic on putlocker.eu. We got a cease and desist letter, whatever the reason is. They said, we're changing our URL. We're going to make it putlocker.to. So now it's putlocker.to. The scraper that was pointing to putlocker.eu will stop working. So if that's part of that's part of the scraper, the universal scraper package, that scraper will no longer work because that scraper is going to look to putlocker.eu, which no longer exists, which is not looking for that no more. So a simple fix that somebody could say, I saw Putlocker change their URL. They open up the scraper and they open it in Notepad++ or Sublime or whatever they use. They open it up and they see that URL. Sometimes the easiest fix is, I'm going to change that URL to the new one, putlocker.to. Save it, drop it back in my add-on, test it, and all of a sudden now you're getting links from Putlocker again. Sometimes that's as easy as a fix that sometimes it can be. Sometimes the fixes are a little bit more involved. Sometimes they've added more security because these websites don't like Kodi piggybacking off of them. I mean, because they're bandwidth. But sometimes the fixes can be that easy. So, hey, if people can make fixes like that, that's easy stuff. And so, you know, it's great to have somebody that says, I can see that's a problem. Join the Gen group, and if you can fix one of those and you post the zip in the group, someone's going to make sure it gets to the scraper room and gets added to the package. I mean, it's as simple as you fix the scraper, you can drop the zip in the group, and it'll get put in the package. We talked about doing it on Reddit, but that didn't go so well. But, I mean, most of the people that have a Gen can, if you're wanting to fix something, you can drop it right in the Gen group. Put the zip file right in there, and it'll get added in there.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's like after you put that message, I remember a few people said thank you to the guys from US, which was nice. If you just sit and test and just send, oh, this one's not working, that takes a lot of the work away from the guys that actually fix them to go, I don't need to test them because they've already said it's not working, so I'll go straight into the fix.
Yeah.
Because you're right, a lot of it is just a cloud flare, and it's just something that those guys know, instead of running through 25 scrapers and going, which one works? Let's test this one. When you have limited time, it shocks me how many people don't do it.
Well, and the other thing is that we see how many people use these scrapers.
Yeah, they get battered harder.
I mean,
than any
millions of people. I mean, and it's honestly millions of people are using the universal scrapers because it's in so many add-ons.
Yeah.
Us three, and there's lots of people when we say, well, what is that add-on? What's it based off of? What's its template? What does it come from? Most of us can look right at it. We go to the system in settings and we can tell you, oh, that's a gen, or that's an Exodus fork, or that's a this or that. Usually in the settings, we can find out pretty quickly. It's amazing how many are using the universal scrapers, which is great. It's great that everyone can use it. That's what it was there for. But you always hope for, a little bit of people helping. You don't have to teach everybody but if you teach everybody a little something, maybe the person you teach can teach somebody else. I mean, we all done that in the gen groups when nobody knew how to make an add-on. I didn't know how to make an add-on when we first started it. And then I slowly learned, and Blue learned, and then we taught other people. You, Kodi, once learned, and then he started teaching people, and the snowball started rolling. So, Boo says, "What do you think will happen with Plex in the future?" I do think that Plex is going to get a little tighter with some of their. They've made it very difficult with. They've made it very difficult with IPTV guys. Because there for a while it was running rampant, IPTV and Plex, and they pulled the plug because Plex has more control than Kodi does. Kodi is an open source. Plex is not. Plex is a closed source kind of thing. They control it all. So just like Xbox can go into your box, and if you tried to hack your Xbox, when an update from Microsoft comes, they can undo whatever you hacked in it most of the time. Plex is the same way. If you're doing some things in Plex that they don't want you to do, Plex can get rid of that feature. They can. They've already kind of taken away some of those. What was it? Plex tools, or what was it that they started taking away some of that stuff? Blue, do you remember? That there was that toolbox. I think it was. I guess all my guests are asleep.
I don't know. They've been pushing up a lot of updates lately, and they've been changing a lot of things. They are making it tighter. I don't know what they took away, but every update seems to be a little bit different, and they seem to be quite a lot. And the thing with Plex is, it's so brilliant. Like you say, for family and stuff, it's incredible. But I have started noticing the way it did with Kodi, I suppose, that the YouTubers are getting on the bandwagon. I see a lot of people now that I won't mention names because it's your show. That were teaching about Kodi a year ago, and now teaching bot sellers how to have big servers and sell Plex. And it's just going to damage how great Plex is.
Exactly.
Really
you know what? I get asked
it really
that.
annoys me. Really annoys me.
See, I get people, and they'll be like, "Hey, do you sell your Plex?" I'm like, "No, I don't actually." So, see ya. Get your own.
There is a lot of people that are selling Plex servers, and I don't mean a Plex server as in, hey, here you want to set up your own Plex server. They're selling a Plex service, which means they put all the movies and do all that stuff, and you're paying a monthly subscription to have access to their library.
Meanwhile, just get yourself Ultra Seed Box and have your own friggin' library.
Yeah. And the problem is, and you, Kodi's at that point where it's going to damage things because what's going to happen is Plex is going to see all these people selling these servers, and they're going to make it to where only people in your house can have access, or they're going to limit where you're not able to share with all your friends and family. They're going to make it to where, well, each one of your families are going to have Plex Plus or
Yeah, so don't ruin it, you bastards.
Yeah, and it's funny because it is a bit of deja vu because, like I said, I won't mention it. One's quite a big YouTuber.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
And he's literally, the way he was teaching box sellers, he's now teaching people to sell Plex. They do ruin it. You know, everyone knows that I was a diehard Kodi. And then someone, a young lady, introduced me to Blue. Blue introduced me to Plex. And now I never touch Kodi ever. And that's how it should be. You know, you should help people and say, oh, you know, get yourself this, guys. You're talking about paying all your fees for your Hulu, your Disney and stuff. You can pay a very small fee and just get yourself, Plex and Ultra C box and set yourself up with the calendar. It's, you know, when things are starting, when things get cancelled.
And sonar and radar. You can add whatever you want. Just sit back and it grabs everything for you.
Yeah, do you know what's brilliant? I noticed on mine the other day, Blue, is it told me a show had cancelled. I didn't even know that there's, you know, when you look on your sonar, it had cancelled. I didn't even know it had been cancelled. But it said ended, so they weren't renewing it. So, yeah, it's brilliant.
So Boomax says, how much damage are these sellers YouTubers going to do? What worries me is when you're talking in these sellers, and what's going to end up happening is all right, so, and I'll use this for example. Okay, so Kodi / IPTV wasn't really much of a threat to mainstream motion picture / TV companies for a long time. Wasn't a big threat. They weren't too worried about it. But then as it became more and more popular, more and more people were pushing these devices. In the UK, big sign, hey, we have free Sky, free this, free that.
Right across from Sky.
And as these companies get it smacked in their face over and over and over and over, these companies say, you know, we're going to stop that. You know, the Motion Picture Association, ACE, whoever said, we got to stop that right there because we thought it was just a little bitty, you know, little fire that nobody cared about. Now, all of a sudden, this fire has become a raging fire that is endangering our profit margin.
Well, think about the fact that because of all the YouTubers out there that are we're going on and on and on about Kodi. Nowadays, in the old days, links were abundant. We weren't killing sites. We didn't need RD because all the links worked. Now none of the links work, the free links. You get the odd ones. Now you have to pay for RD. What's going to happen next? RD is going to go up. It's going to be where you're going to eventually Kodi won't be Kodi anymore. And it's the same thing with Plex. Plex won't be Plex anymore because somebody's going to come along and ruin it like they always do, trying to make a profit off of it.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome, and again, I think like you, Kodi, you're starting to see a deja vu.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So the Kodi word's banned on YouTube, so they can't get hits, but the Plex word isn't yet banned on YouTube. So,
so I don't know. We're gonna we'll see where this goes. Again, I've told people stay small, keep it easy. But what ends up? So let's say this what happens with Plex. This is something that Plex could do because again, the Plex controls a lot of what happens in Plex. Let's say Plex goes through and says, okay. They get a letter from Disney. Disney says, here's a list of all the movies. And if these movies are on your service is offering these movies to people, we're going to go after you, Plex, because these people don't have licenses. Let's say that Plex says, okay, we're going to basically delete or remove from people's library those lists of movies. Just could happen. And then Plex says, you know what? All those movies are gone. You cannot have access even if it's on your Plex because we got a letter from Disney that said that. See, and in Plex, I don't know, the Plex could do something like that because Plex can control more than what Kodi controls. So they could have some controls of banning certain things and blocking certain features. Certain keywords would just not show up on your server. Yeah. You know, what happens? You go and you're like, where's all my movies? Well, they're still on my box over there, but I can't watch it because
they
Plex
tag
is that.
Disney as a keyword.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in the meta. It could be in the meta. It could be there could be lots of different ways, and so that's where it's worrisome that it could go that way. If you make it, you're putting it out there and showing. And again, when money is involved in it, and the more the money is available or people can make money, they're
ruining it. People that are greedy are ruining it.
So it isn't always about trying to make a profit.
No, just you know what? Let your friends and family enjoy it. Why do you have to sell it?
Yeah.
Encourage people that don't want to want yours and whatever, and you don't want to share with them. Tell them to get their own.
Yeah. Again, like you're saying, if you have a Plex and it's for you, your family, and then your friends, your close, and it's like, hey, I'm just trying to help my friends. That's what it should be about, not about, well, I'm going to create this and then I'm going to have 200, 300, 400, 500 users, and then I'll just buy a bigger and bigger server, and then their monthly fee will offset my costs. That's where it becomes a problem in people, and it's like, you're so all right, so we've beat on that. So hopefully Plex doesn't get taken off. What about I saw Magic Dragon had an update. Since you two don't use Kodi, Magic Dragon had a big update. A lot of new art. I like their art, and they added. What did I say that there was a? He added a section. It was a one-click section. Hold on a second. I can't remember the name of this section. Where's my Ezerman group? So I asked the question in there. Shoot, I don't see that. I can't remember. Absolution, chains of absolution. Now it's chains of.
Okay, so yeah, I do know about this because Chains of Absolution is in Death Star.
Yes.
And then he's done another one on the Simple Core template.
Okay.
And I think that's the one that's in Magic Dragon.
Yeah, and Broken Chains.
That's it. That's
Broken Chains is in.
Core.
Yeah, and it was it's one clicks, and I just kind of glanced through it and to see what everything else looks the same in the Magic Dragon, but I saw that was in there. So yeah, chains of absolution.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. So, let me see. Let me see if there was any other questions real quick. Facebook. All right, so I stream on Facebook just for shits and giggles, and there's no questions on that. I never get a question on that. I'm not surprised. So one of the things I was.
Oh my God! If you say one more time, I'm going to reach through the screen and punch you.
Smack me. One of the things I was going to do going forward, I gave you one more.
Yeah,
was Envision is a build that I was going to talk about, and I want to talk about a build a week. And I don't do build videos that much. When I do one, it's usually one that someone asks me to do, and I didn't use the word ask. I said asks. Someone that asks me to do a video, and I'll do a video on that particular build.
Envision.
And there's one called Envision, and it's done through Cellar Door.
Really
and I wanted to showcase it a little bit, and just show you some of the stuff in it. I've just seen a lot of cool things in it. If you have a build that you would like to talk about this, send me a message. We'll take a look at it, and we will post that, or I'll try to show a little bit something about it. Let me try to share my screen. Hold on a second. Oh, let me crack open. Yeah,
just for those of you that don't know, Todd uses a lot. because he can't multitask. So he's trying to tell you something, but he's trying to look up something else at the same time. So his brain gets a little scattered, and that's his pause to try to figure out.
I'm a man, and men do struggle with multitasking.
Yes, most of you, yes.
Most of us struggle with multitasking, and that would be where I run into a problem. And that is when I'm reading or typing, I have a difficulty talking and typing or reading at the same time. So
yes, you do, honey. Yes, you do.
Is when I'm doing one of them other things. All right, so I'm solo. Let's see here. Share my screen. Entire screen. All right. So
that's the secondary skin, though. Like when you first load it, it's not going to look like that. You should switch back first.
Yeah, I am. One of the neat things about this skin, this build, is that it's 2 skins in one. His Dominus build did the same thing. It actually, Dominus was like 3 skins. So I'm going to go down here to switch the build, and we're going to switch over to the skins. And this was Zonfluence. And you can see it over here in the top left. This here, one of the things he did say with Kodi 18, you see where it says this buffering and it's doing a little waiting. You may have to hit the back button. I want to say it was back, and then it'll start working. It's only when you're switching the skin on Kodi 18, it has like a pause. All right, hold on. Let me not use my mouse. I got to use the keyboard. So when you're switching skins, if you see a waiting or a buffering, give it a few seconds and back out. I will also say with this, in not knocking Seller's door, because he'll probably tell you it'll run on a Fire Stick. I would not run this anything lower than a 4K Fire Stick. A Shield will run this no problems. A low-end Android box, I feel that it's going to struggle with some of this. It has a lot of art, a lot of widgets, a lot of stuff going on. Makes me feel like it would run a little slower on that stuff. On my PC, it runs well, but I just would not suggest it on a low-end device. I know it's not a very big build, but he's using on this one, he's using the MQ7 skin, and he's using, which that's what this one is, the MQ7 skin, which is a more processor-heavy skin. He's also using the Zonfluence skin on the switching skins. So that's why I would say don't use it on a low-end device. And see, he's got all this like with the animation going. Great eye stuff going on. Great stuff. So he puts in, there's just so much stuff that is easy to find. So if you're a person that's looking for a fresh start closing, you can see all these kind of easy, simple things are laid in here. And let me back up. So let's say I want to look for a movie. Now, if I go to movies, I can do the simple thing by I see a movie. What do I want to watch? I want to watch this movie. And he uses Open Meta, which is the metallic. If anybody remembers the Open Elect. Open Elect, this is the, extended info. This is the extended info. This is a modification of it, which is Open Meta. He's using that, which gives you all kinds of neat little information if you want to find out every movie that John, what's his name?
Favreau.
Yeah, whatever movie he was in, you can pull that up, and I can actually search. I think I should be able to go. This will open up this movie, and now I've swapped to this. Just great job of integration of this stuff. So let's say I want to watch this movie, and this is using Open Meta, which is available in other builds, but Seller Door to me does a really good job of this. He's very detail oriented in a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna click play. This opens up Open Meta. So it's gonna ask me which add-on do I want to play that particular movie with. I can pick any of those, and we know that each of them, some have different scrapers.
And you can add your own.
Yeah, and you can. Yep. And so I click Saren. Saren is going to do a search for this particular movie. I have authorized Real Debrid. And you see, well, it's already found it. And it's found it in 4K. I got to stop it.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, there, I stopped it. I got to not get in trouble. But you see, with Sarin, it's a real quick thing. But depending on how the add-on, it may have gave me the links. But with Sarin, is set up to just autoplay. Just a lot of, if you do, if I click on movies, this goes right. This should go right into Open Meta. Yeah, there we go. This gives an Open Meta. Here's your list. And if I wanted to watch this will go open up what we saw before. It's because we're doing oh, wait. No, this is trying to play it. So this is actually trying to play that movie. And it's playing it through numbers. So he had this set up to play automatically through numbers. All right, so there's your links. That was using numbers. So we got that. So lots of good stuff. And let's see. Let me swatch the skins.
You can change the look of it too.
Yeah,
he's got one skin one theme that's got like Star Wars lightsabers, which is kind of cool. You can add like snow falling Christmassy stuff.
Good. Yeah, thank you. That's in here. Here we go.
Yeah, themes.
Change it.
Should be an interface. Settings and then interface.
I think it's under this. This is where if I want to change the color of the bar.
Go to System and Interface. Go to Themes.
There was.
Can you not change themes?
Yeah, I know I did it earlier. And look, it's probably is customize. Oh, it's right here. The horizontal menu bar. My bad. So we got the neon. You can do the Star Wars down there. Do the Halloween. This is the one where, if you guys remember my defaults skin, where you can change. He shows you can change this color and have all kinds of multicolors like it did in the defaults build.
Yeah.
So let's say one of the things. Let me see. What was it? Christmas. So let's do Star Wars, and then there wasn't it in extras? Images. No. Visual effects. Here we go. Has visual effects. So let's say, and this is if you just want to be fun. We're going to turn that on. So you got your
2D2.
Yeah, and then you got Star Wars crap.
Yeah, it's called X-Wing Fighter, Sonny.
X-Wing, yes.
I'm pretty sure the Millennium Falcon's in there somewhere. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Here it is. So let me swap back over to the other skin.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually, look at right above. Look what's twirling right now.
Oh, I've seen that somewhere.
I've seen that somewhere too.
Hey, look now. You see the working down here? This is where I was talking about it when you're swapping skins. And I think I have to get back.
Though, isn't it?
What's that?
That's something to do. The Switch skins don't work.
Yeah.
In 18.
Yeah. And so you just have to hit back, and then it's back to working. And it works just fine. And he's got all your different add-ons. Really good job. I mean, this is one of those builds. It just does it's very detail-oriented. You go to the 4K section. It's got all your he's using super favorites, I thought. Oops. Oh, it's because I was in this earlier. Hold on. I was in this section earlier. So let me go back in. Let's see if it gives me the super favorites. Should give me the super favorites. No, still pulling me into the ghost. Am I clicking the wrong spot? Oh, maybe it's 4K movies. Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. This is the one that had super favorites. So I could click on Deceit's 4K section, Magic Dragon's 4K section, Titan 4K section, Ghost. So he's got it linked in the super favorites. Easy to find that stuff. Just well done. I really like the way that this looks. Again, I wouldn't run this on a low-end device. I liked this was something real easy. So if you needed to authorize your Debrid service, he gives you here's your two icons right here. You click this, authorize this, then you go to this one and authorize that. And then you have both resolvers authorize. The only thing I found I had to authorize Saren when I was trying to watch a movie. I had to actually go into Saren and authorize it. But really good job. Here's animation movies, and this should be with his kiddo add-on. Another super favorites. This is using super favorites. So different movies there. So yeah, check this out. I will post there in the group the link to this. If you have an Android device, he's got all kinds of links to some different Android things. If I'm not mistaken, here it is. So if you're using an Android device, this would open up Chrome. This would open up ES File Explorer. You're able to open Android right from here. So really cool job. I thought looks really neat.
I'm a fan.
This one, and also I said Dominus does somewhat similar. He's using different skins with that. But there's Dominus up there. But this isn't this. Maybe that's why he was telling me that with Envision you get Dominus too. So I see it's up there because it's showing it Dominus 2.2. But I know Dominus is its own build also. And the only thing you have to know, he took out the crew and I think numbers. He removed them. So when you first install it, it will ask you, do you want to install it? So like, for example, sports, he links in a lot of stuff to the crew, especially on the other skin. The widgets was the crew all the way across. It will ask you, there it up at the top, the widgets up here. It'll ask you, do you want to download that? So you would just say yes. It takes a few seconds. In doing that, he's able to save, he said 55 megabytes to make it smaller. So neat project. Check it out. I'm going to back out of this.
Tell them where and from who?
Yep. I'm going to post that in the room. I've got the link in here. Stop sharing. I've got his banner here. And there you go. That is the repo for his build. Check it out. He's got numerous builds in there. I think it's three different.
Yeah,
builds.
and he has a 17 version of that one as well. For those of you that aren't on the team.
Yeah, the 17 uses Confluence skin, where 18 uses Zonfluence skin. So there's a few things that are different between 17 and 18. Not major differences, but there are small differences between the two. You didn't have where the MQ7 skin, you're able to do more things in 18 than you were 17. Because I remember I couldn't change the menu bar in 18 or in 17, and I couldn't do the Millennium Falcons things. I don't remember that being able to use, but I could. There was a lot of that stuff I wasn't able to do. So check it out if you find that'll be something you like. All right. Let me see. Let me back out of here. See, I stopped talking because I can't talk and think at the same time, so I didn't want Blue to be on. I didn't want her to yell at me and say, "This is why." All right, so send that. All right, so let me see. One of the things that Cellar Door messaged to me, I guess, right? Well, is when I was showing his build, he's watching it probably from work and like going, no. He says it's like all my work in two builds. There is an estuary build. Maybe I can get one of the builds to have. He's possibly may have 4 builds together. We'll see. He says, I like having the idea of having the option to switch from builds back and forth. 2 builds is enough. I think otherwise you will never get to use all of them. And that's true because people are creatures of habit. And once you start using a certain thing, people usually don't like to swap and change up.
Yeah. You know where
so-
everything is.
Yeah, and again, I will just say that the feel of the way that he uses open meta, and other builds use open meta. I just don't think a lot of them use it to the extent that Cellar Door uses them. I think he really goes to the extremes on it. And I've known him for 3 years now. Known him a long time. He doesn't. You won't find. He'll have some groups and this that, but you're not going to find him. I don't think he's ever been on any YouTube shows. I've never seen him talk in a video. Never seen any of that stuff. So, what else we got going on? See, Terror. And we got, well, then Fire TV goes talking about Python 3 is coming for Kodi 19. And we're going to find, you're going to watch how many people don't go to Kodi 19 because there's going to be a lot of add-ons need to be fixed. A lot of add-ons are going to need to be fixed. Skins are going to need to be fixed because Python 3 is what is going to need to be used on Kodi 19.
Shit's
Hello,
gonna hit
Mark.
the fan.
Yeah, there's going to
Okay, I'm out of here.
How rude.
Just messing.
So, well, Cellar
Rude.
Door, I guess he's still watching because he messaged me this at 6:17, which was 5 minutes ago. If he ever wants to come on, he's welcome to come on, and then he can explain his stuff without me. And and too much. You get it. So
You did it like that. Okay, the problem was going to, going to the, like you did like 8 times. So it got a little draggy.
I couldn't help it. Brain was clicking. So one of the questions I see there about wrestling add-ons. What do you guys think? The wrestling add-ons or wrestling things. I don't know. Mark, do you watch any of that? I know you, Kodi One, probably doesn't
Mark
watch.
doesn't watch anything.
Yeah, what she said. I mean, there's not really any good dedicated ones out there right now.
Not dedicated.
But I mean, if you look in the crew, if you look in Deceit,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of sports in those.
Yeah.
I
And
think it was
Death
sorry.
Star, does he have any sport? Do you guys have any real good sports?
They have Matt
Mad
Jackson.
Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, he does all your NBA and all your American stuff.
Okay. So that's 3 right there. If you're willing to use the pin system, Gridiron and Nemesis, the Nemesis add-on, that has all the sports in that. He does a very good job on it. I've looked at some of that stuff. Does a very, very good job. But some people are against the pin system, so you decide for yourself if you want to use it, you don't want to use it. It gives you a 4-hour window. Again, if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it does do a good job. He keeps the links there. When I glance through some college sports, college football, which is not always super available on a lot of places, he does a very good job at that. I looked at it. He had links for all that stuff. So he's staying on top of it, but a lot of people are anti-pin systems. So you decide for yourself if you want to use it, don't want to use it, but it's out there. And it's available. And like I said, I know that the Nemesis add-on has that stuff. So the 3 big add-ons, like you said, I would suggest to taking a look at the for wrestling.
There's a lot more MMA stuff out. A lot of MMA now, the replays and stuff than than wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, I had someone in my group ask about wrestling, and I did check out, and I went through the crew. I mean, they had, like, the day before, everything was already up. So, I mean, it's there.
The crew's a very good add-on. That's one of the few I've looked at. To be fair, it's a really good add-on.
And the thing is, and I think that
It is, yeah.
they scrape. Their sports are scrapers, if I'm not mistaken. Because if you look at their sports section, it's not somebody creating the links. They are scraping certain sites to get those links, which is better than someone having to manually find those links, because maybe someone doesn't say someone had to work late, or someone doesn't have time to find the Clippers and a Lakers game. But if they're scraping a site, if it's on the site, it's going to be there. So I thought that was neat. At first, I thought they were putting all the links, and then the more I poked around, I was like, wait a minute, I think that's a scraper.
And you'll also find a lot less popular games than people pushing one link. So they'll put, say, in England, they'll put all the Premiership games on, but with the crew, you can find the lower teams that you support as well.
Yep.
Because it's scraping the site, and it's on, as long as it's on, say, Crick TV, for example, it'll find it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of weird. And add-ons come and go, and ebb and flow. People come and go. And the thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket in this. And we've tried to give people lots of options. We try to give people lots of options, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. I remember when everybody used Exodus. Everybody used Exodus. When Exodus went down, they thought, "Oh my God, the end is here." Well, no. If you had some flexibility and you not put all your eggs in that one basket, and you've learned that there's other add-ons, things move along. It's just moved from one add-on to the other when everyone's like, "Oh, that's my only add-on." Again, nothing against the crew, but don't put all your eggs in that one basket. It's working great right now. They're doing a great job. But don't put all your eggs in that one basket and say, that's going to be the one all that I'll ever use. No, you better have some other backups, because if that group decides to disband or whatever, that could be gone in an instant. And so you need to have something else to fall back. That's why we try to give you more options. Say, try this, try that. Is this one better than that? Well, they both have their pros and cons. But don't think just, hey, that's the only one I ever need to use. Maybe the one you use right now, and it may be your go-to, but make sure to have a fallback, if not a couple fallbacks. I always try to have 2 or 3 things that, to fall back on.
Yeah, the only good advice I can give is, whether you have a build or you're just doing add-ons, open them and look in them. Don't just rely on a main menu. Look and see what's in there. You're going to be surprised at the shit you find in there.
Yeah. Well, you're right about stuff like Deceit, the Crew, and I'll say Death Star. Through those 3 add-ons, they have so many sections, so many lists, that if you don't look through it and you're relying on the builder to point you to 1 or 2 sections, if you don't go through and look at some of those sections, there is all kinds of stuff in there. And it's so simple. If, let's say, you go through your add-on and you go in there and you find a section in Death Star and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this list was this is my favorite part of the add-on. You can simply pull up your context menu, or right click on your mouse, or however you bring up your context, add it to your favorites.
Yep. Add
that section to your favorites. You don't have to necessarily know how to change the build, or I don't know how to make. I don't know. You can learn that later, or not learn it later. But you can add it to your favorites, and then it's right there. You go to favorites, click it. Oh, there's that list, or that part of the add-on I was always using. So, I mean, it makes it so easy, because some of these add-ons, especially the Deceit, the Crew, and Death Star, that have so many sections, especially Death Star, who has 30-some add-ons inside that one. I mean, you're going to get lost in how much is in there.
It's funny, me and Mark talk about this all the time, and we laugh because people will install Death Star, link it in the menu, and then separately install an add-on that's inside Death Star, because the actual builder doesn't know what's inside Death Star.
Yeah. It's there. I mean, So if you're a user, poke around those add-ons. Look in those add-ons, see what's there. Simply add things to your favorites. You don't have to learn how to use super favorites. That is another option. That's another layer. Makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to say that's one step higher. But I've showed Charles. Charles doesn't use super favorite, but Charles uses favorites all the time. He finds something, favorite. Add something, favorite. And that makes it so much easier. Even when he's using IPTV, he'll make things to his favorite. So use that favorites, and depends on the skin where favorites is going to be. Sometimes it's at the bottom. Sometimes it's on the main menu. Just depends on the skin. But use your favorites that's in your Kodi, and it'll make it a much better experience if you find some really kind of cool stuff.
Because that's like the number one question that I get from people is, where can I find this? And I tell them, you got to look. Just like, people use Facebook groups or Telegram chats for a search. Where can I find this movie? Open the fucking add-on and look. Most of them have searches in them. So all you got to do is just search.
Yeah, but search can and cannot work at times. Sometimes search doesn't always work. So search can find a movie for you if they link it correctly, if they link the search feature ready, but not always. But the other thing I'll tell people, and they talk about sports. Let's say there's a big football tournament, or one of you guys' football games are going on, or if the UFC is getting ready to have a big event. If you're start poking around the add-on before the event. And then it goes back to what I said. Let's say you poke around an add-on, you find that they have a UFC section and it says, prelims, and then it has main event. Save that folder to your favorites and then go to another add-on. Find that where it's going to be. Add that to your favorites. Have like 2 or 3 shortcuts to different add-ons for that event. Especially if you're going to have people over. There is nothing more embarrassing than to have people come over to your house and you're there to watch some big fight or some big game, and it's buffering like hell, and you're not able to watch it. It's stopping, it's freezing, doesn't work. So you want to have them options. Have options.
Yes, otherwise you have to give people their money back.
I charge door charge as they walk in. All right, so Tara says Deceit and Chains do requests.
Yep, they do.
All right, and I did see it. I did see a request section inside the Chains thing. Or what's it? Was it Broken Chains? I think that was the one I saw.
Yeah, and people will help you out. They'll add stuff, but stay away from some of these add-ons. I've heard in the past where they're doing requests and charging $5 a movie for the fucking thing.
Oh, no.
Just be careful, people.
That's just, it's so,
Just ask Mark for his Plex. He's got every movie that's ever been released.
Yeah, as soon as it gets working, one of these fucking years.
It's because you need to get a seed box.
Screw that. Who needs a seed box when I got 150 terabytes here?
But it's not working.
Silence.
No, I'm looking through. I'm reading through, and I there's certain people. There's only a handful of people in the Kodi community that I try not to let people get under my skin. I really don't. There are certain people that get under my skin, and then I just avoid them. I'm just like, whatever. I'm done with you. And then there's some people that just will not. And Diamond, I swear to you, he'll private message me over and over, and I have told him, stop private messaging me. What I need to do is I need to do a video and just post all of his private messages to me. Because I'm telling you, it'll be like every third line, I'm like, stop messaging me. Stop messaging me. And it's to the point now, it's just going to have to block him. Because it's I don't know. Maybe he don't have nothing going on. I don't know. I don't know. But I really don't have time. I don't have time. So
it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to block someone.
Yeah, I'm this close because I'm like, why? I mean, he argued. He was complaining about Mark. He complained about Mark to me a couple weeks ago, and I could give two shits if he doesn't like Mark or Mark and him had an argument. I don't care. That's not between me and I'm not your referee. I'm not
He was
gonna
kicked out of Jen. How dare you?
And it had nothing to do with me. I don't care why. I mean, that's obviously between you did something between them. I'm not going to go, and I'm not the referee.
Yeah.
And so you want to get mad at me because somebody else did. No, this isn't. This isn't. I'm not a referee. Go grow up. Move on. Get away from me. Leave me alone.
Sorry, he's bugging you.
Oh my God, he's messaged me about. He messaged me about Celador because I guess he doesn't like Celador.
I'm not sure. I think he's one of those people who just doesn't like anyone.
No, Celador probably I'll tell you, this is probably where it went. It probably goes back to he had some of Celador's things in his repo because remember he had like a big repo.
Same with me.
He had a bunch of stuff in his repo. People got mad that he had their add-on in his repo. Celador was one of them, if I recall. And Celador got mad about that and says, get my stuff out of your repo. If people want my stuff, they'll get it from my repo. Because when you have to rely on another person, another repo, you're just better to go to the person that's the repo came from. So that's why he had an issue with Celador, I think. Again, it has nothing to do with me. I don't care why you have an issue. Don't care. But don't badmouth somebody else because you got an issue with because I'm talking about Celador, you're going to badmouth him to me through a message. Just there you go. It shows me who you're about, what you're about. I ain't got time for your high school shit.
Look at Ebony there. He's got his helmet on.
So, are you in the house? You got to wear your helmet in the house?
Yeah, boy.
Mama said I got to wear my helmet in the house. I don't fall.
Hides my ball spots.
What's up, Mr. Ebony? What you doing?
I'm good, mate. You?
I'm awesome. I am awesome.
Cool.
So, working on anything important?
I've boshed out 2 updates this week.
Okay.
Not on my own build, but 2 others that were resurrected. The old Mega build, which is now called Mega Nation. I updated that one on Monday. And Collusion, which was done by Steven Stark, who does the Deceit add-on now. Because he was a builder, but he gave it up to do add-ons. So I updated that one yesterday.
Damn, you just updating, fixing everybody else's stuff.
I'm getting bored because my build is I'm using like trusted sort of add-ons that will stick around.
Yep.
So it must be like solid like for 3 months now, I think. No add-ons gone down. But
that's a good thing. If you use trusted add-ons and if you don't use too many shortcuts.
Yeah, that's it.
If you use a lot of shortcuts, like some builders and I'll say Celador did shortcuts to certain sections of certain builds. If you do a lot of that, if an add-on developer makes changes in their add-on, sometimes it breaks that shortcut because they rename it or they do it. So you have to be careful. So the less shortcuts that a builder uses, the less things break. So you're right.
It was a laughing joke, like probably last year when Jay Sergio went down that. Every time I pushed an update, something would break, and it's become the curse of Ebony, and it's like a running joke like for a whole year.
Diana wanted to tell you hi.
Diana, is that Yoda?
Larson.
Yoda, yeah.
Larson.
Yeah. I know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah. She must be sweet on you.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see here.
Going back to WWE, yeah, we are working on something a bit special.
Okay.
We are like in the backgrounds. We are doing something back at One Nation, but for that, it's not my cup of tea, to be honest with you. It's not something I would watch, but we are gonna like try and get it as it happens, or the PPVs or the replays.
Yeah, they're painting. I remember my son when he was younger was all into WWE, and then once he got I'll tell you what ended up messing him up on WWE is we actually went to a live event. We went to a live event here in town. Well, a few miles away. The big arena. We went to it, and he watched the wrestlers and watched it in real time. And you're watching it, and you watch everything. It completely threw him off from it because if you ever watch WWE, notice the cameras and notice that the camera changes like this. Just watch. The camera will constantly change, and what ends up happening is it's boom, 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 boom. The camera is constantly, so you're not able to get a full vision of the movement, and you don't notice the how the choreography works. When you watch it live, you do see the choreography of a guy waiting before he runs at another one for the guy to get set. When you're watching on TV, the camera jumps back and forth, so it looks like instantaneous. When you watch it live, when you're there, you see it.
They're just stuntmen.
They are. But I mean, they are phenomenal athletes to what they do. Phenomenal.
Good actors. Because that's what it is.
Well,
actor, athlete, stuntman.
Yeah, they are. Because there is a lot of choreography but the things that they do to their body are. I mean, if you go back to Cactus Jack, and I was a wrestling fan for a lot of years. Cactus Jack, the guy, oh my God, he jumping off of 20 foot onto a table. I'm sorry. I understand that there is some give to the table. When you fall, the table's going to give, but you're not jumping on a air mattress. You're jumping on a table that you have to land in a position where you're going to give. And most of those guys that go long term, they have back issues and hip issues and shoulder issues, ribs, and I mean they're hurt and injured for the rest of their life. They're maimed. So
yeah, but they're employed.
Well,
like
yeah,
they're stuntmen at the end of the day, and they're going to work. Yeah, they might get hurt when someone smacks them around the back of their head with a chair they might have picked up from the audience.
Yeah.
So they might get landed on from top rope. Yeah, they will.
What always gets me, what gets me is you think about it, you're getting paid by the day, but where you're not going to do that there's only a few wrestlers that did it long term. And what happens when you can't do it no more? You know, did you save money? There's no retirement plan. I mean, you didn't, earn a pension. So that's where we're, those guys, there's only going to be for so long they're able to do it.
Yeah, but the fights are staged.
Well, they know.
Yeah, like he's going to win tonight, and then you're going to have your rematch, make more money, blah blah blah. And we're going to do it in a different state, do it in Atlanta.
Yeah. And they do.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Well, Bob says quite a few die from steroid abuse. And well, you remember Papa Pump, Big Papa Pump. I don't know. Let's see again. I watched wrestling. Big Papa Pump, one of the Steiner brothers, and I remember when the Steiner brothers first started. And Big Papa Pump wasn't Big Papa Pump at first. He was just one of the Steiner brothers, and then he went roiding heavy. And I mean, that guy, he's now, if you go see him, he's like with a little walker cane thing. I mean, he is he's in really, really, really bad shape. He's walking around with, it was like a cane last time I saw him. Just a frail looking guy. abuse to your body, and then abuse from drugs and medication. The British Bulldog, I remember British Bulldog.
Davy Boy Jones.
David
Mhm.
Boy Smith.
Davy Boy Jones.
Hey,
You
I want to
Cody-
say, hey,
you
let me
Cody
give.
knows that one.
I see Gandalf. I didn't say this earlier. Gandalf in the chat. Hey, bud, what's up? And Griffin in there.
I love Griff. He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he is a funny guy. So, all right. Well, let me see. I think I don't see anything else over here. I'll go ahead and we'll roll into because I'm actually going to stop the show early, so it's going to be less than 2-hour show. So, let's see if I don't get in trouble. What's up, Cellar Door? What's up? I see that you're in the chat over on the side. Oh, well, we lost him. I don't know if you're at work, if you're able to jump on for a minute before we roll out. I don't know if you're able to. Sorry, I wasn't able to do your build justice.
I've had to do Salador's build before. He gives you instructions, but his builds are so detailed. He spends so long doing them. He's not just knocking together. No disrespect to the builders like it.
No.
Like, just knocking a load of add-ons into a Silvo skin. The amount of work he puts in those builds are pretty special.
And I think it was the Dominus build. I did a video on it, and I did 3 videos on Dominus. I did overall what it was, and then I talked about each of the skins in depth. And my videos are 20 minutes long anyways. So it was 3 20-minute videos so I could try to talk about in depth each thing to say, this is what's in this build, and I'm going to show you how all this works. And then the next one was on this skin. I'm going to show you all the things, how that works. Because you have to, because there's just too much to try to gloss over. Here, I just kind of showed you a little bit of basics of it. Gave you the URL. You can go and check it out. You can also install that via an APK.
Yeah. Even his fork is just not a normal fork. It's beautifully designed and everything.
I'm beautiful. I'm gonna let's see.
Beautifully designed fork.
It is. It is. It's incredible.
I'm going to.
I can picture it now, and it just looks incredible.
It looks incredible.
I'm getting spaghetti with it now. It's like, it's brilliant. Best fork ever.
That's what she said.
I'm just taking the piss, mate.
No, you're good. I'm changing. I'm trying not to say while I'm over here typing.
So I think Blue's disappeared. I think
she's like, I'm done with this.
UK sarcasm and humour is hard to get hold of.
Okay, so there is the URLs. I probably should have made it look a little better than that, but you can see that cellardoortv.com/Leia-forks, and that would be for the 18.4, and then the other one looks like it's just cellardoors.com. Let me double check that. Oh, no. So
FTG said he just he made an AIO script to make a spork in 3 minutes.
Who?
FTG said that can make a spork in 3 minutes.
Prove it.
Well, grab his AIO script and give it a try. Might work.
I need to make me a fork. No, I don't. I don't. I try to do what I can do, and Izzy said that he was going to watch just part of this and ended up watching the whole thing. Thanks, Izzy. And again, if you'd like for us to take a look at your build, I'm going to try to do one build every week. If it's something that's a little bit different, something that's unique, something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, let me know. I will take a look at it. And if you're able to come on the show and talk about the build, fine. Jump on here and we'll talk about the build. I'm looking for things that are a little bit different. I'm not going to show you my build because you know what? It's shit. It's basic. It's got like you Kodi One says. I've taken a Silver skin. Here's some add-ons, simple links. There, you're done. Because I'm not looking to do all the extra eye candy and all that other stuff. I just wanted
For
to
the most part, that's all people actually want.
Yeah.
Skinning, great. Most people just want to click and go.
Most of the time, yeah, they just want to. They want to click it and have it work and not have to be like I said. Invite people over.
I build to what I like, to what I want to see on my TV. I don't really care for the backgrounds. I just want to play something. I want to play a movie. I want to watch some 3 p.m. kickoffs, whatever. I'm going to sit there and look at it and go, isn't that beautiful? That is so lovely. I just want to play something.
Yep, that's how majority of people are. And I mean, you could spend 2 months making the most beautiful build in the world.
Oh, you got widgets too.
Yep.
Oh.
But then you get these people that don't even know how to use Kodi, and one movie doesn't play, and it's like, oh, your build is such shit.
Yeah, I heard that.
I had some comments. Someone was blaming my build for the gambling app installing. I'm like, you're watching a fucking cam movie with the X bit in there. It's not a gambling app. You're not infected by a virus.
Oh, that's watch. Yeah, those cams that come from Russia.
Yeah, and for some reason they think it's a virus on their system from the build.
No.
It's hilarious.
Well, first of all, stop watching cams. To me, we can go back to if people aren't sure about where to find stuff. The Kodi Apps website, if you want to know if a movie is available in a certain quality, that site you can look up the movie and it actually tells you what the quality, what the best quality of that is. So
if a movie comes out in a theater, you're talking 2 or 3 months before you get an actual watchable 720 or 1080 copy.
Yeah, unless it's screener season.
Yeah.
The end of December, January, the 1st of February, that window, you may find new quality movies in decent quality screen. There'll be screeners. Yeah. There'll be good quality. Outside of that 2 months, the middle of December till the 1st of February, if it's outside of that time, 9 times out of 10, if it's a brand new movie, you're watching a crap copy, and it's going to be someone with a camcorder recording it, and it's going to be poor quality, poor sound, and then you're going to get the little X-Betting thing popping around the screen. So
all right, get this right. You go to the cinema for a new movie release, to the movie house, whatever you call it over there in the States.
Yeah.
For a premiere screening. You're going to get your popcorn, your drinks, your $50 down already.
Yeah, you could be. Yeah.
All right. You get in there, you sit there, you watch all the trailers for 45 minutes, probably, like we do. And then the movie comes on. And then you got people moving around in front of you because you can't see properly because you're set behind someone's head. There's someone coughing. There's someone laughing inappropriately at the wrong places.
Yep.
And then people moan about a cam copy. It's exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we go to the movies once in a while.
I'd rather get the DVD and sit there and watch it on my own.
Yeah, you're right.
And even nowadays, the Korean hard-coded ones are getting hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, they aren't as easy to find. They're in. I don't know. The Russians, they're getting their hands on all that because they want to use it for advertising.
Well, it's the Russian, pretty much the mobs over there, because they've been doing this since the very beginning. I remember 20 years ago they were doing it with all these file hosters like Rapid Share and shit like that. because back then you post a link, so many people download it, you get money for it. So they have spam bots. That's still alive in Kodi, kind of, sorta. And then that's why you'll sometimes see the download the DivX codec when you click on a movie. You're meant to go to that website, and they can grab your fucking computer shit and use you as a bot.
It's all about that traffic.
Yep. It's like a YouTuber.
Yep. That's like me. I'm trying to damn get all I can get.
Don't worry, you'll get your $100 check in 6 months.
No, it's not even 6 months anymore, because most of my videos are all been a limited
Demonetized and all
yeah,
that.
it's demonetized, but it's like limited viewing or whatever. So even if it's demonetized, it takes almost a year for me to get enough views. I don't make enough videos, number one. Number two, they demonetize it, and I don't argue it because I don't really care. If it takes a year, 12 months, 14 months to get $100, fine. It's not even about the $100. I don't even care. So it used to be, I used to get to check like every 6 months. Now it seems like 8 or 9 months. And they demonetize my videos like as soon as, like, if a show is not even aired, and they'll demonetize me. They'll put me limited. They'll do limited. And I could argue it, but why? What's the point? I mean, that's how a lot of these YouTubers get taken down. That, I got to do all these build videos and add-on videos, and they argue it, and guess what? Before long, they're gone.
Yep. It's not worth it arguing because, everyone knows I do the YouTube add-ons. I've actually gotten copyright strikes from doing a playlist.
Yep.
I'm like, really? It's not even my content that I uploaded, you fucks.
Yeah. There was a question about name 5 good VPNs. Instead of us trying to name VPNs or naming the VPNs we don't like, go to this website, read it on your own, read what other people say about those VPN services. You decide. And I will also say, don't buy a year's subscription to a VPN without trying it for a month. Try it for a month. Decide if you like it, if it's got good speed, because not all VPNs are the same. And read on that website. It'll tell you the pros and cons to each of those. And some VPNs are great, and some suck. And what's great for the guys in the UK may suck for me in the US. So check out that website, restoreprivacy.com. Read it for yourself. Don't rely on just one person. You can always ask what other people's opinion are, but do a little research here and get all the facts before you jump on it. I use PIA, but I know there's lots of people that use Nord or Ghost or this or that. Read up on it. Read up on which ones that you like. Try it for a month before you buy it long term.
You not noticed PS CyberGhost?
I don't use any VPN, but I will say don't use a free one if you do.
Yeah, but have you not noticed that CyberGhost PIA, the ones that don't do affiliate programs seem to be the most reliable ones that we use.
Wouldn't doubt it. I mean, because you think about it, with the affiliate program, they have to give out that money, and I mean, I use it once in a while, and that's
You Kodi, you got a VPN?
Yeah.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I always use a VPN when I'm uploading to the server.
That doesn't even protect you.
No, but and also I use CyberGhost to watch content in the US, and I also use it for to check if a scraper's not working in the UK, but then working in the US. Then I know. I need to find a proxy.
Explain that. Yeah.
That works. Well, another thing for people is any to bridge service. I know everyone always says real Debrid, but I've been kind of shying away from saying just real Debrid because
Yeah, you're right.
they're getting bombed lately, and I've seen their bandwidth up to 85%, and it's crashing just like it did in the U.S. yesterday. People
Yeah.
didn't know what the hell to do.
Yep.
Have you seen their Twitter account lately? They're getting right shitty with people, aren't they?
Yeah,
They've always been like that.
Yeah, they've
They're
always.
French.
Yeah, I know. That's because they're French.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I have real Debrid. I also have all Debrid, which is only like $1 more a month, or probably not even $1 more a month.
Uh-huh.
$1 more for 6 months. So there's choices out there. There's Link Snappy. I know they're like
Yeah.
probably $55 a year.
Yeah.
There's Premiumize Me, which is like $77 a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at, as we all said in the past, Dabs has tried to hammer it into you guys. Even if you pay for Premiumize Me, $77 for a year, that's less than one cable payment a month.
True.
So just try and get a Debrid service. That'll kind of act as your VPN by encrypting the data, and you're streaming from their server.
Right. And all right, so there has been some. I have seen some people that had discussions. Is Real Debrid a VPN? And I know that at one point I said you didn't need a VPN if you're going to pull from Real Debrid and you're pulling, or let's say Debrid, you're using from a Debrid service and you're using torrents because they download that content and you're pulling from them. Now you're pulling from their servers and you're using a secure, it's using HTTPS. So your encrypted data that's coming from them. So there's no way for your ISP to know. So they are not a VPN service, but your data is encrypted. Now, do they know that does your Debrid company know your IP? Of course they do, because they've allowed your IP. So it's not technically a VPN service, but you're not exposed to the rest of the world to what you have, what you're downloading, what you're watching, what your content is. So you're not hidden from the Debrid service themselves to knowing what you're watching. But what you're watching from anyone else in the world doesn't know what you're watching, if that makes sense. So it's not technically these Debrid services are not, but it works as a VPN in a way that you're not connecting. When you do torrents, we worry about exposing your IP address to a swarm, to a torrent, and they know what you're watching. They know what content you have when you connect to these swarms. And that's why you need a VPN for these things. Debrid services, when you watch it through them, you're pulling it from them. If you're watching it through a hoster, like sometimes you'll see these Debrid services will say, I'll say RapidGator, for example, they're a hoster. So you're watching, RapidGator has the movie or the TV show, whatever. They have it. Since you have a Debrid service, Debrid says, hey, we have a deal with RapidGator, and they will allow you to watch anything off of their server because of us. You're kind of rerouted through them. So you're actually watching it from RapidGator, but you're given access because of Real Debrid. You're still under a secure HTTPS connection, so nobody else knows what you're watching. But again, RapidGator would. I had another person that said, well, I saw that they keep records for a year. Maybe. I don't know. Debrid's never going to give you an answer for that question anyways, if you ask them. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they would have to, what would have to happen is Debrid would have to be given a subpoena from the ACE saying you were watching a certain movie and they want to know. Well, how would ACE and Motion Picture Association, how would they know what you were watching if you're only connected to Real Debrid or Debrid through an HTTPS? The likelihood of them questioning what you're watching for your account is pretty small. The only risk that you would have is if all of a sudden ACE goes after a Debrid service. They win an injunction subpoena, come in, they grab all the servers. and all the database, all the information. They were able to grab all that information. Then they would have people's accounts. Then they would possibly know what people watched and who uploaded or who added the torrents. Maybe. I don't know if that technically, we haven't seen that happen. We haven't had any no evidence of something like that, of them going after that. The Ace and them have went after other things.
I mean, what you can compare it to is like the MPAA, how they did that. With people downloading MP3s years and years ago, that was a pretty much trial by error thing, and it aired pretty bad, and they stopped. So they're not going to do the same thing for movies.
Yeah. And the thing, all right, so let's say that, and Dave kind of made me think what I was thinking. Let's say they go into a Debrid and they pull the servers. They got all the servers, they got all the information, and let's just say I have no idea how many users Debrid has. I would have to say 1 million, 500,000, more. I'd have to say
more. Yeah,
let's say 1 million. Which I would think conservative. You think they're going to go after every one of those people and send them a letter and send them a letter and send them a letter and send them a letter? The cost of that would be astronomical. Why would they go after every one of these viewers? It makes no sense.
I don't think they go after the end user. I think they go straight to the jugular.
Yep.
That's what they've done over and over and over. We've seen they're going to take down a site. They're going to take down this supplier. They're going to, it's like, if you've ever went after a rat's nest or roaches and stuff, killing one roach doesn't fix your problem. Killing 2 roaches don't fix your problem. If you don't find out where they live and you kill the nest, you're going to continuously have roaches. So,
what was it? Open load was the other week, wasn't it?
Yeah. Open load went down. Yeah. Open load. Yep. Open load and Stream Mango.
No end users or anyone else got involved.
No. Because if they take you and me, and that doesn't change nothing. Mm-hmm. But if they take down Open load, well then that takes down a lot. So you got to think about when people get the paranoid. Oh, I need to use a VPN. Okay, use one. But you just have to think about when these Motion Picture Association, when the MPAA, ACE, when they're going after someone, cost effectiveness. These are lawyers. Lawyers are not going to spend money to go after Joe Schmo over in Ohio.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's not cost effective to go after somebody that's supplying 500,000 people a movie. That's cost effective. So, when people give the what if, could this happen? Well, yeah, could. That could. Is it likely? No, it's probably not very likely.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. So, hopefully that answers. Real Debrid is not a VPN, but it does protect. Well,
Real Debrid's been around since 2003.
Yeah.
I used it when it first came out.
In 1903.
But now there's just so many more. Of course, as everything in this world, the Debrid services started with porn, and now they've came to Kodi.
More money in Kodi than porn. Well, I don't know. We had so much porn's free, so.
Yeah.
He had to bring porn into it.
Yeah, and Mark always.
No need whatsoever, but you brought porn into it.
Of course. Well, that's how it started. That's what I used it for back, 10, 15 years ago, is to download all the porn. And now it's, that was before Kodi was even around.
You need to get a boyfriend.
We heard Ebony. We heard you were available. He's heading to the UK. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to close up the show because we've been at 2 hours and I need to eat some dinner. I'm an old man. It's 7 o'clock. And I should have been eating at 5 o'clock. Because that's just what old people do. All right, since you, Kodi 1 was on here first, you, Kodi 1, anything you want to say? Anything you got going on, closing up?
No, thanks for joining and thanks for having me on. Just go back to my initial point. If you're in Gen and you have a Gen, give back. Don't be shy. And that's about it.
All right. I see Joanne. I'm gonna tell Joanne hi from my saying hi to my sister, who I guess is watching because she says I don't talk to her any other time. So she says maybe I can get you to say hi to me from here. So hi, Joanne. All right. Ebony, you were the next one. What you got going? Anything?
What's up? Nothing doing this weekend. I'm gonna relax tomorrow. No work. I was like updated 2 builds this week. That's me done.
And he said he wasn't gonna get pissed drunk tonight. Is what he said. Wait, maybe he.
Maybe.
maybe he didn't. He might not have said that.
Might not be drunk, but he might be something else.
Yeah. You know, you Cody could stay on tonight and we could like chat, but he's
All right,
pretty wasted already.
What about you, Mark? What's up with you?
I am doing a shitload of updates to Boobs and Beer, 80 stuff, and my learning add-on. I'm converting a bunch of builds from 17 to 18. Got a bunch of builds, new builds coming out.
Whoa. You hate 18. You hate it with a passion.
I don't use Kodi, so I don't give a fuck. Just some other side projects. And I think that's about it. Doing more videos tonight.
And you're going to make a like, little car for your cats to like ride around in.
Oh, because I showed that picture of that cat. I don't know about that. But that's about all I got going on.
All right. Well, let's see. It's
Thanks for
Christopher
having
Judd.
me.
Hey, well, thank you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for Ebony, you, Cody, one. Mark, thanks for you guys jumping on. I think Blue, who got tired of us and said, you know what, enough of this shit. I'm out of here. And but thanks for that. Thanks to Cellar Door. I had asked him if I could show his build in here. I want to thank him. He said yes, it was fine. I won't be showing anybody's builds that don't give me permission. If someone doesn't want their build shown, fine. No hard feelings. I'm not there to do that. I just want to show things that are kind of neat, a little bit different, and just put it out there. And I do expect a check from any builds that I show. I expect my check of 1 cent to my PayPal. I want my 1 penny in so I can.
What, you don't have Cash App on here?
I don't have it turned on. Yeah, God.
Damn.
I want my 1 penny every time I do a build. So, but thanks for coming on, guys, and gal who left us. Thanks for coming on. And if there's something you want me to show it to me. There's a few things that I will say. There's 2 video projects I want to do, and I'm just being lazy and not doing it. One is I want to do another update on Wacko. I wanted to do an updated version because it changed a lot from the first time I did a video 6 months ago. It's changed a lot. I need to do a video that shows all the features of that if you're a person that wants to use your smartphone and link tracked to your smartphone and launch right to your TV. That's a great option if you'd want to do that. And I also have a project of I really want to break down cutting the cord and people's options for cutting the cord. I want to explain what it is basically on one episode, and then all the different options, and this will be paid as well as free options, so that if you're just somebody that your grandma wants to cut the cord and she's wanting to cut back on the dollars, what are some options? What are some things you could do? I'll probably talk a little bit about outdoor antennas. I'll talk about a lot of those different aspects, but it's going to be a series of videos because I don't want my videos are long enough, so I thought maybe a 15, 20-minute video talking about each subject or whatever. But something like that would just help not my normal users, but maybe somebody outside of my normal users when they're thinking about cutting the cord and thinking, what is it? And what are my options? And I can give those options and say, hey, pros and cons to each of these things, because there's always a takeaway, from Some things are good in one aspect, but then bad in another. So you've got to decide what fits you.
Just don't get arrested.
Yeah, I'll try not to get arrested. So yeah, I charged. Terror says I charged him $1. I haven't even done a video on Terror's video, but I'm going to charge him $1. So yeah, it's all good. Just figured I'd start showing some things, showing a little something different on these shows. And as always, because streaming matters to us, because streaming matters to you. And thanks for watching, y'all.
Laters.